that would be a perfect spot to put some bubbles, because that's actually kind of recessed. You wouldn't see it from a distance. I'm tired of combat, so I'm just escaping a lot. Wow, one blue man? You really think you'll survive this? Alright, this is a dead end on the map, so I'm going to check if there's just an item here. Or if it's just going to be more endless combat. Yeah, there's apparently a... Looks like there's an entrance here, although maybe it's blocked. Oh, it does look blocked off. There's like a boulder in it. I don't see any spirits. I don't see any items. It's just a blocked off entrance. Why did I come all the way over here? Alright, I'll head all the way back. Fuck my life. Ooh, he missed. Wow. It would be nice if there was a recast last spell option. So I didn't have to hit the button, 3 buttons every time. Since Walking Water is a tier 3 spell, it's down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, up. Some kind of shortcut to recast would be nice. Especially for the healing, because that's also 3 presses. Although, like I described earlier, what would be even better is just a cast max option on the healing. Ooh. I finally leveled. My god, that's taken a long time. I still haven't tried Invalidity, have I? Wait a minute. Did Power Staff just miss? Oh. Or no, apparently the Magma Fish attack removes Power Staff. Interesting. Okay, looks like I had a new new fire spell. I haven't tried Homing Arrow level 2, and... yeah, Firebomb, that's new. I'm sure they'll be extremely disappointing and I'll never use them again. I've maxed out water, I've got fire pretty high. I think I'm gonna start doing some earth. I wouldn't mind Spirit Armor level 2, so... now I need to figure out how to navigate this area, because it's all broken up. And there's no jump, because that might be kind of fun. Alright, let's see. Homing Arrow 2. It looks the same. Yeah, that's not very impressive. Let's try Firebomb. Probably not close enough. Ooh, well, I am close enough. That's an area of effect. It does some splash damage. Okay. Still doesn't do enough damage for me to give a shit, though. Oh, and if you're too close, it just goes through them. No, that's good to know. Add that to the list of spells I won't bother to use, which is most of them. Sadly. Okay, can you die? No, oh god. Can't take this anymore. So there's gaps all the way around here. Oh no, okay. I can go this way. I think, yes, I can. Okay. I just can't tilt the camera up and down, so it's very hard to tell which parts are connected and which parts aren't. It's more rock. Finally have rock level 3. I've still never tried weakness, have I? Let's give it a shot on one of these guys. Wow, it worked first try. Although I'm doing about the same damage. I do 106 or so to these guys normally, and that guy took 107, I think. I don't think that made any difference. Ooh. Kind of like the music here. It's very sinister. I like it. Wow, that flute melody did not go the way I thought it was going to, so props for that. Rocky? Oh. Yeah, that's creepy. Oh, it has a lot of health. That's actually more dangerous than the much larger rock statues. Or, at the very least, it has more health. Wow. Good thing convection doesn't exist. Just more goddamn butterflies. What the hell else would it be? Here I was hoping for new enemies. That lava there, magma there, whatever you want to call it, does look genuinely hot. Yeah, it's got this nice haze above it. It's a more intense red than you often see. It's usually orangier, so I like that. This is a long-ass tunnel. I do like that shower of rock particles attack. I wonder if I'll ever get that. I mean, I'm assuming it's a power I can get, but I don't know if I'll... get enough points into Earth by the end of the game. Although, admittedly, it does very little damage to me, which means it'll also suck when I get it, I'm sure. Just like every other fucking spell. You know what, let's try Rock 3. You'd think it'd be really good at smashing bugs, but... well, I actually don't know how much damage it did because the camera is that bad. Yeah, I still couldn't see how much damage that did. Whatever. Blocking water. I'm also just indescribably tired of hearing that crunchy, noisy stomp sound that the walking water does. It's so ugly and just dull and low quality. Come on. Stop wasting my boosted attack. Did I get turned around, or does this room just look like the other room? Oh no, this is a new room. Okay. Yeah, that lava does genuinely look hot. I'm impressed. Ooh. That's kind of a cool enemy design. It's like a weird fire lion. Yeah, I dig it. Just do the same thing to it I've done to every other enemy. Although I'm running out of MP, I probably shouldn't. I'll punch him instead. It's close enough in damage. It's only a few difference. Who's king of the jungle now, bitch? Oh, I guess this one is. I like the ceiling in here, too. It looks different than the rest of the ceilings, so at least it's a change. Ooh, a chest. And more goddamn butterflies. You know, I like butterflies and all, but I do wish these ones would fuck off. Overkill. Oh, God. Just let me walk the 10 feet to the chest. Dragon's potion. Oh, I already had one of those, didn't I? Somewhere in my mile-long menu. I realize I still haven't tried Invalidity. I'll do that in the next encounter. It'll take approximately 1 second. Yep, there it is. So we're gonna go water, 3rd tier. Oh, there it is. Invalidity. Miss. Okay. Apparently it applies to me, though. I thought it was going to be an enemy effect. I don't know why I would want to make myself invalid. Maybe it clears status effects? As in, makes any current effects invalid? So like if an enemy put defense down on me, maybe that removes it? But that should be called dispel, because at least then I would know what it does. This encounter rate is just the worst. This game is just stressing me out, and that's actually not easy to do. Because I'm, in general, an extremely sedate person. As you can probably tell from my incredibly dull, dry commentary. It's not an act I put on, I'm actually like that. So I don't get worked up or stressed, and this is stressing me out just because the constant encounters are just making it feel like I'm not getting anywhere. Because I can only walk a few steps at a time, and then the game screeches to a halt while I watch the agonizingly slow enemy walking animations. And I miss constantly. It feels like I'm spinning my wheels, and that's really irritating. Fuck off. Now I stand here and heal a bunch. Camera clips into the wall, because of course it does. It'd be nice if I could just turn it behind me and it would fucking stay there. Although, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, if I hit L enough times, it centers behind me and actually stays. Unlike if I hold B, the normal recenter, if I let go, it goes back. Even though in-game it doesn't do that. But if I hit L, it turns a little, and then it turns a little, and then it turns a little, and then it turns a little, but it actually stays. Ooh. I finally found a way to fix the camera in combat. Although it looks like I'd have to reset it every time I moved. But at least the option exists at all, because I didn't think it did. I wonder what the maximum HP and MP are. Like, that you can achieve in the entire game. I mean, looking at defense and agility, clearly I can level a lot higher than I've leveled because they're not even a third of the way. Do they really expect me to be doing that much grinding? Or is this game way longer than I think it is and I'm barely getting started? Because that is a shit-spewingly terrifying thought. Also, I'm pretty sure I was going the other way. Oh no, I've gotten turned around. I thought I was going the other way, but the camera didn't turn... Oh no. Shit, I have gotten turned around. Because everything looks the same. Especially in a long tunnel like this, even if I am turned around, I can't tell if I am. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be going this way, though. Alright, did I get turned around? I think I did get turned around. God fucking damn it, I did. See, usually I don't get lost in games. I tend to have a very good sense of direction in games. But with the combination of everything looking exactly the same and the dreadful camera, even I'm getting lost, and that's quite an achievement. I'm just gonna look at the compass and not the game. Okay, going east, going east, going east. Now I'm going north. Oh, just get here already, for fuck's sake. Why would you do that? Just imagine in your head, you're designing this game. What would possess you to come to that conclusion? Yeah, let's make the enemies move ass-numbingly slowly. Because nothing will enrich the gameplay experience quite like sitting there waiting for something to happen. And that's the most baffling thing of all, is when you see a design decision where the better choice is self-evident. It's like, if the obvious thing to do would be better, why did you do the less obvious, stupid thing to do? Am I losing my mind? Like, am I dead? Is this even real? Oh, fuck off. This is actually pissing me off to the point where I don't want to play anymore today. And unfortunately, I'm a long way away from any save point, so I can't just stop here as much as I want to. I just wish something would change. Or happen east. I'm heading east. It's around these bends that I can easily get turned around. And I'm beginning to wonder if this tunnel just goes on forever. I've been in here for so long, I can't even remember my own name. Like, is the game playing a joke on me and this tunnel is actually endless? Oh, I'm about to get 50 MP, that's cool. Ooh, oh, the ceiling's different. Oh my god, I made it to a clearing. Wow, that tunnel doesn't go forever. The worst part is you don't even know. Unless you've played this game, I guess, but you don't even know because I'm cutting so much of this out. Yeah, just get over here. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I meant to do power stats. I'm so pissed off and unfocused and everything's blurring together that I'm actually putting in the wrong combos for spells. Because my brain has just dissolved. Alright, have I gotten any new earth spells? Magnet rock, that's it. Okay, I wonder what that does. Although, I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it's underwhelming. Just have a hunch. Giant's shoes, ooh. Replica, wow, I actually have quite a few of those now. So bored. Oh no, it's another tunnel. Magnet rock, what does this do? And it does almost no damage. Yeah, there's nothing here, man. There's nothing to say, there's nothing to see, there's nothing to hear. Other than my increasing frustration, which I'm sure is not terribly compelling. This is the authentic Quest 64 experience, apparently. It's just getting increasingly frustrating as the game takes it as a challenge to ensure that you couldn't possibly enjoy it. But these sunfish are kind of cute, so that's something. And there's a boss. Okay. Now, I'm not too worried about this because I have a metric shit ton of healing items, so if need be, I'm just gonna use them all because if I die here, obviously I'll go all the way back to the burned village, meaning I'd have to travel all the goddamn way back here, and it's taken me like an hour to get here, and I am not going back through this. Ooh, that's an interesting new instrument in the music, though. I hadn't heard that yet, because I never hear the later parts of the music. Yeah, there's like dissonant tones in there. That's interesting. It's pretty nice. It does make the place properly dreadful, which is appropriate. But whoever this fuck is... Oh, it's Fargo, right. I forgot about him. I've been in this cave so long I forgot about the murderer plot. Welcome, fool. That's a fool of the welcome variety because they forgot the comma. You have done my work for me and brought me the other 3 precious jewels. That weakling Beigis thinks that I will hand them over to him. Wrong. I, and only I, will be King of Keltland. The world belongs to me. Now hand them over. That's good to see the commitment to one-dimensionality has been sustained. Have some walking water. Oh, I missed, because of course. Now, I'm guessing the tactic with him is going to be precisely the same as every other boss, which is don't let them get close, because he'll have a badass melee attack. So I'll just run away a lot. Although he's got the same problem the others do, where they can move farther than I can. I'm gonna go ahead and do some spirit armor, even though it makes almost no difference. Well, actually, yeah, a decent amount. 14 instead of 20-ish. Okay, am I lined up? I can't tell. The camera fucking freaking out. This is going pretty well. He's not doing all that much damage, and my healing is pretty dope at this point. But I gotta try to fucking line up with him, which is really hard to do. And then I need MP, so hero's drink, I guess. I have some mint leaves I need to get rid of, but it would take so long to scroll to them, I don't care. Please die, I'm bored. This is so slow and plodding, it's making Shadow Tower look like Doom Eternal. Well, no. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Shadow Tower would make this game look like Doom Eternal. Although, admittedly, Shadow Tower is kind of interesting. I've played a little bit of it, not the whole thing. I've been meaning to play it on this channel, actually. I'm just terrified that it would take, you know, a year to get through. Because I really don't know how long it is, but it's so ass-numbingly slow, I have a feeling it's really long. But I've only seen the first little bit of it, so I don't know. Okay, where's some fucking leaves? Okay, camera, work with me here. Wouldn't it be nice if the camera just automatically turned to face the boss? By definition, there is only one enemy. Maybe just keep facing him so I can line up easily. Again, it's almost like it designs itself, and still they couldn't figure it out. Oh, thank God. Oh! Let's see. I think I'm just gonna keep doing Earth until I get Spirit Armor 2, and then I'll go into Fire. Fire Ruby obtained. Oh, I did get Spirit Armor too. Excellent. So I'll go into fire from now on, and I guess just aim at maxing that out. I did notice a chest up here during the fight. Fire. Here it is. Dragon's Potion. Excellent. I'm glad there's no encounters in this tunnel, it would seem. I can just get the fuck out of here. Hopefully. Get to a save point and just stop, because I can't even stand to look at this game anymore. I just want to stop. Please, just give me a save point so I can be done. I like this music too. Where am I? Baragoon Moor. Okay. Ooh, I do like this music. That's just a dead end. All right. All right, gotta check behind it, because I'm sure there's something here. Man, this is the best music in the game so far. Melodically speaking, at least. Ooh, an old man with an epic mustache.
Say, are you traveling somewhere? If you're trying to get to Brannoch, you'd better not go. Would you like to stay for the night, little boy? I would very much like it if you did.
Ah, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Let's look around his house, though. And then I'm gonna stop, because I found a save point. I also love how half the character dialogue in this game is just people telling me not to go where I'm supposed to go. It's very helpful. May as well just turn off the console and take the cartridge out. More Giant's Shoes. Wow, those went from rare to really common suddenly. Another silver amulet. Grab this. Dragon's Potion. Another replica. There's not that many items in this game, so we're just getting lots and lots of the same thing. Although that's only the second Celine's Bell we've gotten, and I still don't actually know what Celine's Bell does. Freezes enemy. But I tried that in combat and it doesn't work. Like, I couldn't use it in battle. My only other idea is that maybe you use it outside of battle to prevent encounters, but no, I can't use it. I don't know, but I've had enough of this game for now. I'm going to go blow my brains out. Way back in part 1, I mentioned that there was one piece of music I loved, and this is it. I genuinely love the music here in Baragoon Moor. And that's not to say it's some David Wise level masterpiece by any means, but it's the best piece in the game by a colossal margin, and quite good in its own right. On a technical level, all of my previous complaints still apply here. The instrumentation sounds very cheap, it's too dry, and it's loaded with clicks, but this is one track that rises above its limitations and manages to be legitimately compelling. In fact, I like it enough that I actually remastered it just for myself, since the raw recording out of the game doesn't sound very good. Back in part 1, where I talked about the music, I was mainly interested in pointing out the cheap instrumentation and the constant clicks, so I didn't mention the other problem, which is that all the audio in this game is dull and muffled. Not atrociously so, I've heard much worse, but it's in dire need of some high-frequency boost, which I have in fact been doing this entire playthrough, which is not unusual for my videos. Every video I have ever uploaded to this channel has had the video and audio manipulated to some degree. I adjust the color and contrast of the video, and I tend to do a fair bit to the audio. A good example here would be Obi-Wan, since the changes were bigger in that one than I usually do. If we look at the footage, this is what I actually uploaded for my playthrough, but this is what the original recording looks like. It's less saturated, less contrasty, the black point is wrong so it looks washed out, and the white balance feels a little off, so I adjusted all of that. In the audio, I've EQ'd the game, added a fair bit of transient enhancement to give it more punch, and I even used a subharmonic generator to synthesize an artificial LFE track to give the low end more meat. In doing that, my footage no longer looks or sounds exactly like the game actually does, but my intention is for these videos to be experientially independent of actually playing the game yourself, so I'm not concerned about remaining perfectly faithful to the game. If I can enhance a thing, I generally do, within reason, of course. So for the entirety of Quest 64 here, I've been remastering the audio all along, EQing it, reducing noise, and removing many clicks. My personal remaster of Baragoon Moor's music goes well beyond that. My EQ change is more substantial, and I gave it some desperately needed reverb, which I have not been doing to the playthrough footage. So, to be clear, when I cut to this piece of music while talking about it in this section, I will be using my remastered version since it sounds better. But right now, I'll play you a comparison versus an unaltered recording straight out of the game, so you can hear what it normally sounds like, which is dull, dry, and full of clicks. Now, to talk about the music itself, I'm not going to do a crazy detailed analysis here, transcribing the whole thing and going into the chord structure and such, because I'm not a musical expert by any stretch of the imagination, so my ability to express musical concepts is severely limited. I'm going to talk in broader strokes and mostly just list the things I like about it. The main thing that stands out overall is that it feels so much more developed than most of the other music. It has more interesting form, vastly more engaging melody, and denser instrumentation. A lot of the other tracks, particularly the ones in the combat areas like the forests and caves, are extremely sparse to the point of feeling underdeveloped. It's fine, it's serviceable, but it's nothing more than that either. Comparatively, this piece is quite richly detailed. The form comprises 5 sections, with it looping directly out of the 5th without a gap or rallentando. Section 1's melody has 2 phrases, which then get repeated for a total of 4, but there are already some interesting things here. The main melody starts on beat 4, instead of the usual beat 1. Starting on a pickup shifts the melody off beat, which can be used to make something sound bouncy, fun, or generally energetic. Not that this piece is intended to sound inordinately lively, but it does have a much more driving energy to it than much of the music in the game. And this isn't even the only track to have a pickup. The overworld music starts an 8th early in 12/8, but is far too cheerful for my taste. And Normoon's melody also starts an 8th early, though in 6/8, but is largely pretty dull due to feeling kind of sparse. The second phrase of Baragoon Moor's melody has a few out-of-key notes, which I always love. These A's here are flat, even though the A's we just heard in the first phrase, and will hear again when that phrase repeats, were natural. And this E is flat, even though the long E at the end of the first phrase and the E at the start of both phrases are natural. But this A flat and E flat both exist in the chord we're hearing alongside this phrase of the melody, so they don't totally come out of nowhere, but it is still a change from what we heard in the first phrase, which is more interesting than if it all rigidly remained in key. These 2 phrases then repeat, but there are some small changes so that it isn't just identical. These notes become staccato when they weren't the first time through, the end of the second phrase is slightly altered to sound more final, and the last note is shorter than the first time through. Which is especially interesting since this is the end of the section, so the more obvious thing to do here would be to hold it to the end of the section. So that it didn't was unexpected to me, and I like that. Section 2 has much more complex voicing instead of a monophonic melody, so I'm not going to go through every note or we'd be here all day, but the melodic contour here is really satisfying. And it's also just satisfying to hear this much going on compared to the pieces with like 2 parts. The lead part starts on beat 1, but when that phrase gets repeated immediately after, it actually starts on beat 3, and this note here gets much longer to account for the difference, which keeps it fresh even though it's otherwise a repeated motif. And that's the only time a phrase gets repeated in section 2. From there on, the melody is continuously different to the end of the section, which is much more compelling than a hook that just loops. There are some small figures that get repurposed, like this one here, which is used twice. But each time it's on different beats, and where the melody goes after that figure is different. Also, the bass goes fairly low, with its lowest note a C2 at 65 Hz, and it has some nice contrary motion against the lead, and I love that the chimes emphasize beat 3 instead of 1. Section 3 is shorter and less dense than 1 and 2, being straight percussion counting out the tempo, along with some chords. There's a lot less going on here, but I like that these chords alternate between downbeat and upbeat, which gives it a nice cadence. But Section 3's main purpose seems to be as a short reprieve from the higher density of Section 2, since Section 4 is also more densely voiced. Having this short period of a more open feel makes Section 4 hit harder since we had a break from complexity, so the return to it is a change rather than just a continuation from Section 2. Section 4 is my favorite, though I don't have a lot to say about it other than it just sounds really good, except on a technical level, of course. Again, we have more complex voicing like Section 2 instead of a monophonic melody, and a key thing I like here is that the lead part starts on beat 2, as I have a particular fondness for melodies that don't start on beat 1, be it from a pickup or by starting late. A very small detail I like is that in the second phrase, the pattern on the staccato backing strings is slightly altered. These two notes here have been removed in the second phrase, even though the pattern is otherwise the same. These tiny bits of variation go a long way. As small as they are, you put several of these throughout a piece and they do add up to make it more interesting. And that leads into the final section, which also serves as the loop point. It's the straight percussion from Section 3, but with different strings that build into the loop. A notable thing here is that there is a single pizzicato pluck at the start of the second measure, which almost feels out of place since it never develops into any melody and there aren't any other pizzicato strings in the section. I'm assuming it was just done so that the second measure wasn't the same as the first, but since it's one single pluck out of nowhere with nothing to follow it, it stands out, which is not inherently problematic, and I actually kind of like the fact that it's odd. The loop point itself is somewhat odd as well. Other tracks in the game loop at the exact point that you first hear when you enter the area, but when you first enter Baragoon Moor, the music starts right on the beat 4 pickup where the melody comes in. But if you listen through till it loops, that first section of the form actually has a few measures before the melody comes in, which they skip over at the start. There's obviously no reason you can't do this, and I think it was a good choice to start on the melody because that's the strength of this piece. But for reasons I can't fathom, the stereo positioning of some of the instrumentation changes after the loop. In Section 1 and 4, the normal strings are on the left and the pizzicato are on the right. But after it loops, both are on the right. In Section 3, the chords switch from left to right. I'm assuming this was a mistake because I can't think of any reason to do it deliberately. It's not necessarily problematic, but it is strange. And I don't have an explanation for why this piece is more engaging and developed than the others. Maybe it was written by someone else, maybe it was the first one they did before the pressure of a looming deadline or a rocky development started affecting the others. It could be a number of things, but however it happened, I really like it. And it served as a wonderful bit of levity to discover such a nice piece of music this far into the playthrough when I was so thoroughly sick of the game as a whole, which, unfortunately, we now need to go back to. Alright, it's been a few days for me. Took a little break from the game, but I'm back into it now. Ooh, that's one of the worst textures we've seen yet, and that's saying something. Is that supposed to be like gravel? Like this rock wall kind of collapsed and there's a big pile of gravel here? Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, hey, there are bubbles there. What the fuck is that? I mean, it's a rocky again. I mean the other thing. Ogre? You call that an ogre? Oh, fuck off. Oh, and we're off to a great start. Was it down, down, up? Ah, yes, down, down, up. And now I'm having to remember the combinations. Because it's been a few days. Please die. Oh, for fuck's sake! This is why I had to take a few days off. Every last shred of patience I had left is just... I'm trying. I'm really trying, I swear. But it's like this game doesn't want me to like it. Oh god. I thought I was seeing the water, like, twitch. So yeah, the stationary texture is completely different than the moving texture, so when it stops moving, the entire sea suddenly pops into a different state of being. In fact, it actually enlarges. It's the same texture, it's just bigger, and it tiles more while it's moving. And then bigger, and then smaller to move. Oof. Not a successful effect. Yeah, this is seriously the best music in the entire game. Oh, god. Red Rose Knight. Oh my god. They're like the Crimson Guards from Star Wars. Remember when Star Wars mattered? Those were the days. Ooh, they don't have that much health. Okay. But they do hurt really badly. This is not surprising. I don't feel like it. Fuck it. Oh, come on. Okay, does walking water work on these guys at all? Ooh, it does a lot. Okay. Well, that changes everything. It didn't do much to the ogre. They haven't used a ranged attack on me yet. Although that might have more range than I thought it does. I don't know. They move towards me to do it. Screw it. Owie. Okay, so now I have a choice. I could try to kill him with the next hit, which if it kills him I'll be fine, or I'll miss and he'll kill me. Okay. It's unbelievable how many times I've been in that situation. It's like both me and the enemy are down to one hit, and it all comes down to whether or not I miss, which is bullshit. It's just not a good way to design a game. Because in a situation like that, it has nothing to do with my skill as the player. It's just, you know, a dice roll, which is not particularly compelling. Oh, and I thought I was lined up, but I couldn't see because the camera is looking at the wall. Ooh. It's kind of an interesting looking place. I like the color palette here. Looks like we have some observatories. Or is that a cannon and not an observatory? I actually can't tell. It looked like it had a lens. It's not open on the end. I'm going to say that's an observatory and not a cannon, but I can't really say for sure. Then again, you wouldn't need several observatories, so they probably are cannons, which then just makes me wonder why the barrel isn't open on the end. Don't know how you plan to get a projectile out of that. Alright, give me some wings or whatever.
I haven't had a customer in ages. Why don't I just give you a pair of black wings? It's important that you understand.
Yes, I know that part. It's interesting, I haven't really used wings in a very long time. Like, it was nice that the game had a fast travel mechanic, but the reality is the progression here is pretty linear. We do just go from one area to the next, so there really isn't much of a need to go back to any place, it seems. Unless, of course, you're grinding, but even then, it's better just to die, because you're often grinding in a forest or a cave where the wings don't work anyway, and so dying is the faster way to get to town anyway. So it turns out, although the wings are nice, in theory, they're a nice feature. In actual practice, I haven't really used them much. King Beigis has some kind of madman working for him now. His name is Guilty, I think. I'm not sure I would trust anyone with that name. He just showed up one day from who knows where. His experiments with magic have made the town a living mess. A living mess? That's an unusual term. Usually you say living nightmare, living hell. I mean, you could make it a mess, but a living mess is kind of an unnecessary distinction. A shadow has fallen on the city. I noticed it's very dark out there. King Beigis brings pain and anguish to all. He has rounded up and jailed many who rose against him. It's even possible your father's in prison. If he tried to challenge the king's powers... I thought that last part was going to have a second clause. Why would someone come to Brannoch when war is about to break out? Why don't you stop for a rest while there's still time? Can I go in here? My uncle here is lucky he wasn't home when the evil soldiers raided his farm. Perhaps you can help me to convince him that we'll be all right. Well, you might not be. The evil soldiers raided your farm. That could be your livelihood. I'm lucky I was able to escape with my life, but I wonder if it matters. Damn, that's bleak. Wow. I have no place to go anymore. Well, aren't you in a house? Things aren't that bad yet. Also, your posture sucks. The way you're kind of like... Your back's arched, but your head is like lurched forward. It's not good for your neck. Nothing. I know every time I go into a building, there's a very good chance there is nothing of value there, and yet I have to look, because you just don't know. Sure, most of them are empty, but there might be something absolutely mind-blowing in the one I don't check if I start skipping them. Alright. Is this the absolutely mind-blowing one? No, not really. Oh, there's some spears in here. Or are they pikes? I don't know. Hello, sir. Idle chatter will get us nowhere. King Beigis is set on burning everything in sight. You? A magician? What's going on here? Just the other day, we captured another magician, but he was older and seemed to have great powers, but I doubt that he's survived our king's wrath. Oh, would that be our dad, if he's like us but older? If you run out of hero's drink, come back. I have plenty. A child like you shouldn't be in a hurry to die. Well, and then I just think back to how badly I wanted to die when I was in, like, junior high, and high school, and then out of high school, and then my young adulthood, and now, alright, still a couple buildings to check down this lower level. Like this one, which doesn't open. Okay, that's the second one here I can't go into. I did check... No, I checked that one. I haven't been in here. 2 fortnights ago, a mysterious woman... 2 fortnights? That's also known as a month. A mysterious woman accompanied by a wicked spirit came to see the king. He became a very different person after that. King Beigis will let nothing stand in the way of his new and horrifying magic. He intends to conquer all of Keltland. Seems like you're all on the same page, though, and you're also in armor and surrounded by weapons. Maybe you could stage a coup if everyone's on your side. You could just go kill the king? Are you thinking of entering the castle? No one is allowed through the main gate anymore, but there might be a way through the back. But why would you want to try? Don't tell me a skinny little runt like you would dare to challenge the king. Huh. Also, note that, where was it? There, yes. No one's allowed through the main gate anymore. This font does not have an M dash, so they did 2 hyphens. That's pretty old school right there. That's like what you did back in the days of typewriters, is for an M dash you would use 2 hyphens. You won't need to go off to war if you say you're injured, but no matter, we're all doomed anyway. No, I'm pretty sure they'll just check you over and go, no, you're not actually injured, get your fucking ass out there or we'll throw you in prison. But, I don't know, the ruse might work for 5 minutes. It's all over for me. So many things I wanted to do, now there's no time. Yeah, it really does sound like everyone here is on the same page in not liking the current state of things or King Beigis. They could all just march into the castle and kill him, right? What's he gonna do? The only thing he could do is have soldiers stop them, but if all the soldiers are interested in overthrowing him, he'd have no one to follow his orders to protect him, and they could all just stab him in the face? Like, this is how military coups work. Alright, did I check this building? That one doesn't open. Okay, see, those look like cannons, because they sort of an opening on the end. Not completely, though, because it doesn't go very far in, but it sort of gives the impression of an opening when viewed from a steep enough angle. Like there, that sort of looks like a barrel. But those ones up there definitely don't. They look like telescopes sticking out of an observatory. Okay, so the main gate shouldn't open. Except it does. He said it wouldn't. Oh, it's the pre-gate gate. Okay. Oh, and there's enemies here. I wasn't expecting that. We are technically in a town. Defense down. I wonder by how much. Although I'd rather have them drop my defense than silence me, like the other butterflies did. Is the defense drop the only thing they do? It hasn't moved towards me and tried to attack. No matter, I'll just hit it with a stick. What else would I do? And you'd think they'd be more resistant to this attack, considering it's the one they do. White Rose Knight, okay. And I'm guessing they're essentially identical to the red ones, although they kind of look cooler. I guess they're raising defense. I think the red ones raised agility, so yeah, they're slightly different that way, I guess. Oh yeah, that's a lot of defense. Ooh, and they use a homing arrow instead of a melee attack. Oh, piece of cake. These guys do nowhere near the damage the red ones do. Oh, I could take this shit all day. Alright, I think I'm lined up with all three. No, I'm not, and I missed anyway. Center the fucking camera so I can tell which way I'm facing. I think... okay. Now I'm lined up, I think? Yes. See, this time I'm getting to walk a bit. That wasn't too bad. If only it was like that every time. I could actually fucking get somewhere. Instead, it's been almost 9 hours, and... in fact, it has been 9 hours, I think. And, I feel like not much has happened. I mean, okay, realistically, what has happened? Let's just list it out. We're looking for our father. So, we got some gems. And that's about it, really. As for what the gems even do, we still don't know. I'm assuming we'll need to, I don't know, combine them all or whatever for the epic final confrontation, but in terms of like the things right now, I can't use them. They don't do anything. They're not usable. It's not like they cast a spell. They're not like all the cool orbs you get in Stonekeep, where, you know, you get like all these different orbs and they all have very distinctive abilities. Like one of them heals you, one of you can plant it on the floor and it projects a local area map. It was kind of cool. It felt like when you got one of those orbs, you were then able to do some new thing with it. Here, the whole game has just really been an excuse to collect these orbs, and they don't do anything. Let's scroll to the one we just got. Yes. Great power of fire spirit, and it doesn't do anything. So I'm assuming it'll do something at the end, but it would be nice if it did something along the way. It was both narratively important and a functional item in its own right. So clearly the front door isn't going to work, but I gotta try it anyway. And yep, it's locked. So we'll just go around back, because every impenetrable fortress made of giant sheets of riveted together steel is easily impregnable from behind. Oh, look at that. There's even a ramp to let me in. I was thinking more like a covert entrance. No, apparently I can just walk in the back? What the hell kind of fortress is designed this way? Oh, and the door's even open. The weird cheese grater door. Curious. And I can't hop down to those bubbles because I'm welded to the floor, so I have to go the long way around, which is just glorious. Not go in that door, because I'll have to come all the way back to that door, because the bubbles can't just be right next to the door I'm going to, for maximum amount of time wastage. Almost there. Fire. Do I have anything cool yet? Magma Ball, that's new. Vampire's Touch, that's also new. Alright. And of course the door is unlocked. Can we talk about how utterly absurd that is? The checker pattern on the walls here is loud. Oh, and even indoors we have encounters. Okay. We gotta fight our way to King Beigis. And then hopefully he's a boss fight and we just get to kick his ass, because he's apparently a prick. Then again, he seems to be a prick due to external forces, because there was that character that said something about he was visited by someone and then he was never the same. So apparently he hasn't always been a dick. Which means it would be kind of shitty just to kill him, because it's not even necessarily his fault if he's, like, cursed or possessed or something. It'd make more sense if we redeemed him, you know? Like, freed his mind or whatever and returned him back to the person he once was. So take your bets now if you think we're just gonna kill him and the game won't address it, or if we're actually going to redeem him. Interesting cadence to the music here. That's 332 over 8. That's straight there. That's like 4/4. Ooh. Ugh. Interesting melody. That melody did not go the way I was thinking it would. We're still 4/4. Now we're 332. That's fun. Yeah, I like this music. And I can't turn the camera because it's jammed on the wall. Your mark of quality. A little balcony to overlook, nothing. Post a guard there. A couple here. You can shoot people as they come in the front door. As is custom with front doors, of course. I feel like the music in this whole area has been weirder and more compositionally interesting than it has been in the rest of the game. It's weird. It's like the composer spent more time on this area. Let's see. Magma ball. What does this do? Oh, it's that attack. Oh god, we were seeing enemies do that like ages ago. I was hoping it was something we hadn't seen before. What was the other one? Vampire or something? Vampire's touch. So now do I melee and get health? Ooh, that's exactly what it is. That could be very useful. Except that I'm already certain, without even checking, that it doesn't last long enough to matter. 1, 2, 3, 4... Wow. 5, okay. 5 turns, that wasn't bad, even though 2 of them were misses, so let's find out if it always lasted that long, or if that was just lucky draw. 4, yeah. It doesn't last a long time. 4 or 5 turns, maybe. It helps a little. I mean, it's not much health. It's half the health of actually healing, but I also get to attack in the same turn, so it's kind of cool, actually. I like that. I have a feeling I'll be using that a fair bit. Okay, so do I keep going up, or do I go in here? No, this is just a pointless loop. What? Is there anything here? Oh, there are bubbles here. Okay. I was very confused by this room's existence. Now, here's a question. Does using Power Staff to do more damage make Vampire's Touch give me more health? In other words, is it proportional to the damage I'm doing, or is it fixed? It was doing 25. Ooh, it is proportional. Look at that. Of course, I waste a turn of the attack boost by casting Vampire's Touch, or the other way around, of course. So the practical implications of that are very limited, but it's interesting. I'm so sick of the missing. It's like I'm playing Morrowind. Stop wasting my time. Because that's all a miss is a waste of my time. Which is not why I'm here. You twats. I can't even believe I have to explain that. We have a cannon jammed against the wall. Doesn't look like it's going through anything, like an opening. I think it's just jammed against the wall. It's not going to be very efficacious when the enemies are storming the castle, but points for effort, I suppose. Or maybe that's not a cannon, but is some sort of structural support, and it is supposed to be just connected to the wall? As some sort of brace? I don't know. It's rendered a bit too simply to know precisely what it is. How does Water Pillar 3 compare to... Ooh, it does do more than walking water. I guess I hadn't really checked that. Damn. Okay. It's just limited by range, of course. Because walking water's doing about 111. Well, when it hits. Oh, for fuck's sake, just let me see how much damage this does. I don't remember on the White Rose Knights. I think it was about 111, like everything else. Fuck off. What? Whatever, dude. I'm done with your shit. I may have said this earlier, but I'm gonna say it now. At the very least, escaping always works. That is really nice. I've always despised in RPGs when escape, like run away, is just a chance. Here, as long as you're at the perimeter of the combat, it works 100% of the time. Even the escape spell works fairly frequently. And admittedly, it seems to me like the escape spell has a higher chance of working if you're close to the border anyway. So if you're like almost to the border, but not quite there, it seems to work every time. Whereas if you're at the center, I've had it fail a lot. I don't know if I'm imagining that, but it does seem like the escape spell's chance is variable. But if you do make it to the perimeter, it's a guarantee. Unlike, you know, Final Fantasy, where it's just a chance. I'd say probably the best example is Paper Mario, where it pops up this bar, and you have to mash the A button to fill the bar, and there's like this little thing recoiling back and forth, and if the arrow bouncing back and forth lands in the region you filled, you successfully escape. But you can make the region it's filling much bigger by hammering the A button, so it's technically a chance, but it's also an interactive element, so it's a little more interesting. Ooh, the fuck are you? Oh, you're guilty. Man, he looks just as trustworthy as his name would imply. I've just been using you to experiment. Wait, you have? Wait, what do you mean? Did I miss some script? How have you been using me? I've just been using you to experiment. We've never met, bro. You haven't done anything with me. It's not like you told me to go do shit or drink something like a potion. What the fuck are you talking about? Now give me all of the magic powers that you have obtained. Now see, that line makes sense because I have obtained magic powers, but what was that about using me to experiment? What the fuck is he talking about? Well, let's do walking water. Does very, very little. That's worrying. That attack looks painful. I'm glad it missed. Okay, how does a melee compare? I probably shouldn't be this close to him, but let's find out. Yep, melee does way more than water. Okay, and he does a lot of melee damage. Does fire do more damage? Not really. I highly doubt Ice Knife would successfully immobilize him. Restriction never works. Oh, that's right, I have Spirit Armor level 2. I should be doing that. Let's heal up a bit before I go in for some melee. And then I'll do Vampire's Touch, I guess. And we'll just whittle him down that way. And then I will cast Power Staff level 2 because Vampire's Touch seems to last a little longer. So now I will move in and beat him with my stick, because what the hell else would I do? That's the solution to everything in this game. Oh, and all my stuff ran out. That lasted even shorter than usual. Oh, his attack clears my effects. Oh, okay. Yeah, the sunfish did that. Oh, man, this fucking sucks. And then that's just gonna clear. Well, no, only his punch does. Okay. And, yep, that clears. God, what a bunch of bullshit. Why even give me all these buffs if you're gonna have enemies that just instantly clear them? Now I'm out of MP. And he does a fuck ton of damage. So we'll eat some bread. Where is it? But I don't really know what to use on this guy, since magic seems to suck. Like that. Well, let's see. Hero's Drink. Let's get some MP. Have a whole bunch of those. I'm not worried about it. Luckily, he seems to prioritize, even when he's close enough to melee me, he seems to prioritize the stabby attack, which is okay with me because it misses a lot and does less damage. Despite the fact the guy's able to move much farther than me, he doesn't seem to move his full amount each turn anyway, so I can live with that. So I guess I'll just fireball him. My god, this is so exciting. bread, just so I can use most of my MP on damage instead of healing. I could try Firebomb. Magma Ball was pretty underwhelming. Let's try Firebomb. It's not really any better than Fireball 3. And also costs 3 MP, so it's not really worth it. Also, it's one singular attack instead of 3 separate, so the nice thing about Fireball being 3 separate attacks is that you're dividing up your miss chance. So if you miss, at least part of it'll hit. And he can definitely move enough to melee me. I don't know why he's not. I'm glad he's not, because it would do way more damage. But still, it's kind of dumb that he's not actually using his abilities to their fullest. If I just stay still, will he not walk closer? Yeah. Looks like he only melees if I, myself, get physically close. Oh wait, no, he's moving closer. Okay. Yeah. Shouldn't have tested that. His AI is very strange. If he just moved his full distance and meleeed every turn, I'd be fucked. It's like he doesn't even want to kill me, even though he definitely does. Can we be done? Like, I get it. Nothing new is happening. This fight has officially conveyed all information it's capable of conveying. It's just dead air now. There we go. Fire to 40. Like anything new? Extinction. Ooh. I like the sound of that. And it does look like there's only one fire spell left. Alright, which door did I come in? I don't know. Let's just go through this one. I think that's where I came from. Or is this other side of this door gonna look exactly the same? Oh shit. I don't actually remember which way I approached the door from. I think this is the way I haven't been. I really need to be looking at the compass more. Alright, what does Extinction do? Miss, I'm assuming. Yep. How did I guess? Oh, right, because it sounds awesome, which means it can't be allowed to be awesome because then it would be OP, so we have to make it suck. Game design. No fun allowed. So, based on its effect and the fact that it misses, I'm assuming it's an insta-kill that just has a laughably minuscule chance of happening. Oh, one dude? I can handle that. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, these guys don't boost their agility, but they seem to have high agility by default. I miss an awful lot against the white ones. Honey bread obtained. Wow, an item drop. It's not even a great item. Don't care. If I can escape on turn 1, I'm doing it every time. Alright. Can we be done? I'm tired of these hallways. Ooh, we have a turret room that's slightly different. Ooh, a chest. Hero's drink. Excellent. I actually used one of those at the chest over here. Healing potion. Excellent. I used at least 2 of those. Oh god, I thought it was a dead end. Oh. So, what am I doing here? Am I just... I mean, I got rid of Guilty. I guess now I'm just... I assume I'm just heading for Beigis, but I just don't know. Can I ever face some different enemies? This is getting old, yo. God, I've only been playing for an hour and it feels like I've been doing this all day. It's amazing how much the perception of time is affected by Quest 64. Alright, I'm gonna round this corner, and what do you think is gonna be here? A straight hallway or more stairs? Oh, it's more stairs. My god, that's exciting. It leaves. Oh, good. I'm actually replenishing my items to some extent. I think I used 3 leaves, didn't I? Alright, what's in this door? Is it just another loop-de-loop with some bubbles? Oh no, it's some chests. And a person. They're not attacking me, so that's good. Dragon's potion. Superb. Celine's bell. I still don't really know what that does. Healing potion. Man, I'm getting all kinds of good shit. Silver amulet. I already had like 2 of those, possibly 3 of those. And spirit light. Hello there, depressed jester with the biggest eye bags ever. Leonardo. Lord Bartholomew's been taken to a remote hiding place, Brian. I came here to rescue him, but I didn't make it in time. If you have the courage to go on, I'll help you regain your strength. How about it? Do you mind cluing me in as to the means of you helping me regain my strength? Because it sounds kind of creepy, but it's a save point, so I'll take it.